So how did I end up in filmmaking? As a kid, I would go to my local Blockbuster store and rent DVDs. And I would end up not only watching the movie, but also watching the behind the scenes content. I found this content fascinating, and one of the reasons was that I could see who were behind the scenes, who were the guys and the girls making this type of movies that just blew my mind and blew my imagination. I even got to see some of the marketing content, like the teaser, the trailers that were on the Star Wars behind the scenes content also. Like there were like two discs, and one of them had all this material going on and the other one had the movie. So after watching the movie, I was really interested in seeing how this got made, and I invested my time trying to understand how things were made in the film industry. I didn't know back then I wanted to become a filmmaker. I just was drawn to this type of content. Then as of 2007, I one day stumbled upon my mom's laptop, which had this little program or little app, how we call it today, named Windows Movie Maker. It was this icon of this film roll, and I was wondering if you could make movies with it. So I got in, I checked what was that about, and I realized that with Windows Movie Maker you could make movies. I was just amazed that all of this stuff that I have been seeing on the behind the scenes content could finally be done in a computer that my mom had. So I opened it up, and the first thing I did was to edit a video of a family trip we made to Machu Picchu in Cusco. This video was made of pictures, and there was an underlying song that was "You Get What You Give" by the New Radicals. I was blown away by how pictures and music, when put together, could actually generate some emotional response from the viewer. So I started making some more videos and trying to discover what could be done with Windows Movie Maker. I felt at an all-time high. And that's when I also discovered YouTube. So I opened up a channel in YouTube, which was this one, and I started uploading mashup music videos, which were obviously taken down because of the copyright issues. And that was such a turn off for me. And then on 2009, my grandma died, and my dad told me to make a video of pictures and some songs he recommended me and that I would show on a family reunion. So I made the video, I show it to my whole family, and they were in tears. So obviously, with the remembrance of my grandma who had just passed away, they were gonna cry. But I think that having that power and seeing them having an emotional response to my own work just inspired me to keep pursuing this. I wanted to continue making videos. I didn't know back then what was this all about. I didn't know there was a career. My parents were engineers, so they also didn't know there was like this communication career or filmmaking career. I come from that engineering world. So on the next years, I would make videos for the church I was part of back then, and I just kept doing it and I kept enjoying what I did. But still, I didn't know that there was a career for this. There was something like multimedia career, but like there was no one guiding me in which step should I take next. And that leads me to my career choice when I was in high school. In the year 2011, I chose systems engineering as a career. My dad was and still is a successful systems engineer, and I thought I would have success if I chose that career because my father had a great network here in Peru and even out of Peru, and I would just become part of it because my dad was my dad. But as all turned out, when I was in college, I just crushed myself with writing algorithms in paper. Not that I didn't enjoy technology and computers. You can see a computer behind me, which I built during the pandemic, and I also enjoyed video games, and I wanted to, and I still want to work in a video game and be on the narrative side of video games. But still, I didn't enjoy what my peers were doing. I didn't enjoy the courses, I didn't enjoy the career, I didn't enjoy just the whole systems engineer career. I didn't feel connected to it. I made a little bit of soul searching, and this led me to think about what I enjoyed the most, and that was making videos, just shooting and then editing them on my computer. I was doing that in my local church, and I thought, wow, it would be amazing if I just could dedicate myself to this and then earn some money because of this. I only wanted to be as happy as I could with my work. So I made a career change into communication, thinking that I would just be making videos and maybe some spots and video clips. But I remember the times when I watched behind the scenes content back then when I was a child. I wanted to feel like that kid whenever I found myself working. I got introduced to the cinema courses, and they were so beautiful and so insightful, but at the same time were so difficult that I had to reprogram my mind to just learn about the cinema language and start analyzing films. I watched all the classic films, I watched everything they taught me, I watched some amazing films, and it was just a fresh and new perspective on cinema, and I fell in love with it because cinema is just like this art form of our time, of our day, that can be so profound and just make you move. And I was just there thinking about my grandma's funeral and all the times I made videos for church and how I could get an emotional response from the audience. I really wanted to have more of that in my life. So I started pursuing filmmaking within communication, and I got into different areas of filmmaking: production design, cinematography, sound design, but I was mostly attracted to screenwriting and directing. And it just made sense to me to become a film director. And when I was finishing school, I was so lucky to have my internship at Tondero, which is Peru's most successful film company in the last few years. Right now, I know that I have a journey still ahead of me. Filmmaking is such a beautiful career, but it can get ugly at times. I live in Peru, where making film is such a privilege of a few people, and still, it is really difficult to have a film made. Most people in Peru see cinema as entertainment. I think this happens in many countries, but as a Peruvian, I can only speak for my own country and what really makes me happy about it and what really makes me sad about it. Filmmaking is such a difficult career, but at the same time, it's just so beautiful to watch audiences respond to your content. And I feel like that kid using Windows Movie Maker whenever I get the chance to write a script, to direct it, and to edit it. I think it's beautiful, and there's nothing like it. I don't know what the future holds, but I know there's something from cinema to be learned as we watch streaming series becoming the king of content in our days. I think still cinema has something to say to us, something deep, something profound. So, this is my filmmaking journey. I don't know what's going on for you, but I hope it's the best. And I hope you're also enjoying filmmaking with all its difficulties and hardships that come with it. And if you truly enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye and see you next week.